What's going on, everyone? Thanks for visiting the channel. In today's video, I want to discuss passive income, the steps that you need to take to stop having to trade time for money and have that just complete life of freedom. If this sounds good to you, stick around to the end. I'm going to explain exactly the steps that I took to do it and how you can too. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, I talk about passive income, growing your wealth, entrepreneurship. If this sounds good to you, smash the like button below, leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. I put out videos as often as I can, and it just really goes over these concepts that I teach. So without any further ado, let's get into it. What are the exact steps that you need to take in order to get out of the rat race, stop working for someone else, have that freedom that's coming in with passive income, and being able to just free up your life to do the things that you want and earn more money? Okay, so let me just start off by saying it is not your fault if you have not achieved this yet. This is not taught in any school. There's no school teaching a passive income course. When you grow up in high school and college, no one teaches this. We are taught to go to school, work for someone else, pay taxes, and die, essentially. This is just a terrible way of looking at life, an outlook on life. What I teach, what I have gone through, is the ability to put your money to work, get out of the rat race, stop having to work for someone else, being able to free up enough of your time where your bills are paid and you're able to do the things that you want to do in your life. Okay, so first and foremost, you obviously have to have some kind of income. This can be anything. You need to have money coming in, stable money where someone is paying you. This is the money that is going to basically kickstart whatever it is you're trying to achieve. You need to have an income coming in. It doesn't matter if it's a minimum wage job. It doesn't matter if you have gone to school for a specific craft or skill. The most important part is that you are physically working and bringing in money. I will link a video below of another YouTube video I saw, which was really just inspiring. It was a Uber Eats driver, and this driver, he worked 12 hours a day, 30 days out of the month, and he was able to earn $8,000 for the month. Now, did he put a bunch of miles on his car? Did he have to get oil changed very frequently? Did he have to put gas in his car every day? Yes, so there were some expenses that came out of this. Obviously, he has insurance, but it just shows if you're driven and you really want something bad enough, you don't need an education to drive a vehicle and drop off food. And he was able to make, in this example, $8,000 that came in within a month. And yes, it was extreme hours, but there's really no excuse. This is enough money coming in that if you really want something, this is just an easy way to illustrate my point that anyone can achieve this. Set in your mind that you do not want to keep working for someone else. You want to have passive income that comes in on autopilot, that pays your bills and gives you freedom. If you put the hard work in now, anything is possible, anything can be achieved. Okay, so step 2, you have money that is coming in from a job. It doesn't matter what that job is. You have money coming in. You want to have a high interest checking account or savings account where money is coming into your account. It is paying you 1 to 2% per year in interest. This is money that you don't touch. It's just coming in, and it just gives you a little bit of money, a drip that is coming in from the money that is earned in interest. You're just putting this money aside for now until the next steps. Okay, so the money comes in into your checking account that is earning a 1 to 2% interest rate. And from this point, you want to make sure, first and foremost, that you have an emergency fund. We have no idea in this world what is going to happen, so you want to make sure that you have at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This is money that is put aside in an account that you don't touch. You're not spending it on bills. You're not spending it on anything. It's just a segmented account. So when you get paid, it comes into your checking account. Put this money aside. You can create a sub account with your bank or a separate account. You can label this emergency fund. Okay, so step 3 is you obviously have to pay your day-to-day bills. Car payment, apartment, utilities, healthcare, things in your life that you just can't skip. You obviously have to have food and shelter, not skip on medical insurance. This is something that's so important. If you get sick and you need that insurance to pay for whatever unexpected things happen, this is no different than car insurance. Don't risk it. I always say these are the most important parts. You have to pay your just general bills. You should be taking care of your basic bills that you can't skip out on, making sure that this is covered in step 3. Okay, so step 4 is let's talk about getting rid of as much in your life that is costing money and not bringing in money. You want to think minimalistic. You want to think about how are you going to get to your goal fastest. Anything in your life that is not bringing in money, that is not helping you get to this goal as quickly as possible, or is costing you extra money, that is just going out and preventing you from having cash flow to save, you need to just cut it out and get rid of it. If you have a car payment, consider getting out of this car somehow. Consider selling your car. Anything to not have very, very high expenses that aren't giving you any value. When you're stuck in this mindset of extra expense, extra things in your life that are costing money, it's just taking longer for you to get to this goal. So in my opinion, this is a very important step. Cut the things out of your life that are not bringing in money, bringing you value. And you can look around your apartment or your house, take a look at all of the things that you never use that are just sitting there collecting dust. I would go so far as to say, put it all on eBay, put it all on Craigslist, get rid of it all. You'd rather have the cash. And if you just stick around for the next steps, you'll understand why. Anything in your life that is collecting dust, not giving you value, not bringing you in money or costing too much, you need to just get rid of it. This is such an important step. And when you make the mindset change that if I've got 10 DVDs that I've never watched or I haven't watched in years that are just sitting there, but I could get $5 or $10 for them, multiply this by the hundreds of things around your house that you're not using. It can be thousands of dollars of money that you just normally wouldn't have had, and you can put this money to work that's going to get you to that goal faster. So step number 4, get rid of everything in your life that is not bringing you in money or bringing in value or you're paying too much for. Okay, so step number 5 is getting out of debt. Now, I've talked about this in another video, but not all debt is created equal. There is good debt and bad debt. When you're earning passive income, you can have good debt, like a rental property that is bringing in money. You might have a $100,000 mortgage, let's say, on your rental property, but if that rental property is costing you 4% to borrow that money a year, but you're making 8 to 12% in return from rental income, this is good debt. This is no-brainer money that you're making more than it's costing you to borrow. I'm going to make another video, and I will link that video below, where it will explain the 2 ways or the 2 easiest ways to get out of debt the quickest. I highly recommend you guys check this video out. And it just gives you my perspective on mathematically how to get out of debt the fastest, or from a mindset standpoint, how to get out of debt the fastest. So you can choose one of those 2 ways. Make sure you are debt-free with bad debt. This is going to hinder your ability to make passive income. Okay, so step number 6 is the final step, and it is my very favorite. This is where you have really worked to get to this point. Any money that you have left over after these steps, it is now time to grow your wealth and invest your money. There are many different ways that you can invest, either in rental property, in dividends, in stocks. But at this point, if you have the emergency fund, if you follow the steps up to this point, and you're in a situation where you're just driving in money through your job, it's time to put that money to work. You've done this in a calculated manner where you've taken care of the things in your life that you need to, such as getting out of debt, such as having an emergency fund if something happens to your job, etc. But at this point, invest your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you specifically what to do, but I can tell you what's worked for me. Number 1, I would put your money in some sort of dividends that pay a drip, that's paying passive income each and every either monthly, quarterly, or yearly, where that money is coming in and is starting to give you passive income that can compound and grow your wealth. I would also invest in stocks or a portfolio of stocks that, even if you're just investing in the S&P 500 or you're using an ETF where you're investing in a pool of funds, this is going to pay on average 8 to 12% per year. This is just money that is coming in that you can just let compound and put that money to work. Take a look at all of your bills. What do they represent? How much is it costing you to live? Between car payment, apartment, credit cards, etc. Let's say your bills are $1,500 per month in this example. They could be a lot higher than that. They could be lower than that depending on where you are. But let's just say it was $1,500 per month. This is $50 per day that you need to generate in passive income that will completely supersede the bills that you have in your life. This means that if you earn $18,000 per year in passive income, this technically allows you to retire. This means that the passive income that you generate in your life earns you more than it costs for you to pay your bills. In the example in the start of this video, let's just say that you were an Uber Eats driver. You worked 30 days out of the month. You wouldn't do that, but you really worked as hard as you could. You were making that $8,000 a month. You were making that $96,000 for the year. Even after expenses from doing that and your living expenses and everything else, let's say you were able to save $50,000 your first year. That $50,000, if you were making, let's say, just 10% in the stock market, this is $5,000 extra dollars. So you would be able to make $50,000 from your job, and at the end of year one, you have $55,000. At $55,000 or $5,000 of completely passive income, this is almost 1/3 of the amount of money in the example of your bills are $18,000 a year. You're almost 1/3 of the way to being able to have enough passive income coming in to supersede the amount of money that your bills are. Let this sink in. In about 3 years, in this example, if you were earning 10% a month in the stock market and your bills were $18,000 a year, $1,500 per month, if you earn 10% per year on that $50,000, in about 3 years, you would be able to be completely retired in a sense of not having to trade time for money where you're working for someone else. So it doesn't take until you're 65 years of age to be able to retire or be able to have financial freedom. In this example, one could do it in about 3 years or a little over 3 years. Imagine if you made more than 10% for the year in your investing. Imagine if you even took on another side hustle or you had an online business that was bringing in even just a few $100s a month. How much more would this help get to your goal or your investment goals? So it really is achievable. It can be done in several years. It does not have to take you decades of time in order to reach this. Let me just say that once you have enough money in passive income that's coming in to supersede the amount of money that your bills cost, this now frees up all of your time. You're able to start an online business, build a brand, do the things that you want in your life that are going to earn you even faster money. And this is really what has transformed me. Once I didn't have to work for anyone, once I could see the power of compounding and passive income and putting my money to work, it's going to motivate, it's going to drive you to, as quickly as you can, stop and cut out all of the things in your life that are not getting you to this goal. It sounds kind of cheesy, but close your eyes and imagine having passive income just coming in that is fully paying your bills, where you do not have to actively work to have that money coming in. And it is achievable within a few years' time. If you're dedicated, if you really just put the effort in, it can be done. I am living proof. I was able to do it, and it's just transformed my life. I'm such a happier person with the ability to have money just coming in on autopilot and not having to trade time for money. Okay guys, so I hope you guys found value in this video. If you did, make sure you leave a comment below, smash that like button, it really does help the YouTube algorithm. And if you have not done so already, consider subscribing to this channel. Again, we talk about passive income, how to grow your wealth, entrepreneurship. Take care everyone, I will see you in the next video.